Huge shout out goes out to our current channel members. If you're interested in gaining a channel membership, then feel free to head over to my channel profile and click the join button. Also, we do have a Ninjago Discord server. It's a great way to communicate with myself and many others. For more details on that, click the very first link at the very top of the description of this video. So hello there everybody and welcome back on in to the channel today for, well, a new video. Now in today's video I would like to take a moment to just kind of have a discussion about where the Ninjago community is currently at with regards to something that I have thought about, and it's very, very specific to say the least. This isn't like a general community type thing, but it's something that I've seen requested, I suppose you could say, more and more throughout the entire Ninjago community over the past week, 2 weeks or so. Doesn't really matter on the exact time frame, but just know that there has been a lot of different requests ramping up with regards to, well, this thing. Now, very, very quickly here, shameless, I know, before we do get started with today's video, please, if you are new around here and do end up enjoying the video, please, please, please do subscribe to the channel. It truly does go a long way. But with that out of the way, what is this I'm actually talking about? Well, surprise, surprise, it is the fact that Ninjago fans are getting more and more impatient when it comes to Part 2 of Ninjago, Dragons Rising Season 1, and oh boy, it's definitely starting to get a little bit insane, just to say the least. Now, obviously, Part 1 for Ninjago Dragons Rising released, like, a few weeks ago. Now, I want to say around 3 or so weeks ago, just to be specific, as of the time of me recording this video, at least. And Ninjago fans received it very, very well. It was extremely beloved, and it still, of course, is. Nothing has changed in that department, but it's safe to say that over those 3 weeks, things have definitely become quite stale quite quickly. And no, I'm not talking about the season itself, I'm just talking about the hype fans have for the season. It's like everything was digested just so quickly, and Ninjago fans enjoyed it so much, people were rewatching it, and people picked apart all of the key details from it pretty much instantly, and now we're at this point where Ninjago fans are already awaiting and anticipating the next installment, the next part. Now, obviously not the next season, as this is only Part 1 of Season 1 that we've got so far. People just want Part 2 of Season 1, the next 10 episodes. And, I mean, in this particular case, I suppose it's really no surprise, just considering where things actually ended up leaving at the end of Part 1, right, in Episode 10. Things were pretty intense, things were dramatic. It was ended on a pretty big cliffhanger, to say the least, with Beatrix exclaiming that she would be joining the battlefield personally, with Raz being locked up. You know, things were left in a pretty interesting spot, and Ninjago fans, obviously, are well within their right to be desperate for this. At the same time, with that being said, I think that some patience does have to be had here, because let me just bring in a small counterpoint to everything I've been saying previously. If we got the next part to Season 1, like, I don't know, theoretically, let's say next week, this exact time next week, this exact day, well, we'd obviously be in a very good spot, we would all be very happy, because then we would finally have the entire season and things would be concluded with regards to Raz, Beatrix, and all of that good stuff. But at the same time, I mean, think about things in the future, say like a month onwards from that point in time, things would once again be stale, we would be in the dark as a community, the hype wouldn't be there, we wouldn't have anything directly to look forward to. I mean, sure, we'd have things to look forward to in the very far future away from that point, but like, in the now, things would just dry up, we'd be in another content drought, because I'd imagine that the hype for Part 2 will be so big that things, again, as with Part 1, will just be digested so fast and so quickly, to the point where everything will be dissected. There will be nothing else to talk about for quite some time, and that is not a good spot to be in as a community. I think that, realistically here, patience aside, we would well, me personally, I would rather wait a good few months for Part 2, because then it gives us something to be hyped about, something to directly look forward to, and at the same time it drags things out throughout the entire year. Say we got the season in September/October, it would give us something to work towards, something to look forward to, while spacing the entire season out throughout the entire year. I mean, it would be much better getting Part 1 in, like, May, as we did, and then getting Part 2 in, like, October, September kind of time, because then there would be a huge space between them, and things would have been actually dragged out through the entire year, instead of having everything released in one big chunk. Are you guys with me on that? It's just something to consider and something to think about when it comes to desperately waiting for Part 2. I just think that this needs to be something that is kind of just in the back of your minds, I suppose. Obviously, though, I do definitely understand why people are so impatient and are desperate for it. I'm not blaming anyone for that, but I just wanted to make this video to kind of discuss a counterpoint to all of that. But with all of this being said, that is basically going to conclude things for today's video, so hopefully you guys did all enjoy it. Please, though, before heading out, please do feel free to leave any of your own thoughts on all of this down below in the comments. I would love to hear your own thoughts regarding all of this. As always, though, if you did enjoy today's video, please do feel free to leave a like on it. subscribe to the channel for more, and hit that notification bell so that you behind the screen there, yes you there, I'm looking right at you, can keep up to date on all things Ninjago here on the channel. And with all of this being said, I will catch you all very soon for a new one. Goodbye everybody, see you all very soon.